Hi fellow makeup fiends, today I want to do the 50 things I've done tag. I kind of feel like at the moment I'm not getting very many people watching my videos or commenting on my videos, which is a bit of a shame, and it's kind of making me wonder about what to do about that, what videos to do next. Just kind of thinking about being on YouTube and making videos and whether people would miss my videos or not, because I'm not really, I'm not moving anywhere on the subscriber list. I'm kind of stuck, and I've been stuck for quite a long time, and I just kind of feel like maybe my videos aren't really appealing to people. So if you can think of any ideas or any types of videos you'd love me to do, please leave a little comment in the down bar. I'd love any kind of ideas, because I really think I need to do something to make you happy as my channel viewers. So anyway, I think part of my problem is that I talk too much, because I am a very good talker. So I'm going to try not to blabber on too much. But however, that said, this is the 50 things I've done tag. So it's, 50 things, and I'm not going to just read them one by one. I want to talk a little bit about some of them. I'm not going to do it with all of them, because you'll be sat there and you might as well go make yourself a cup of tea, put your pyjamas on, get yourself comfortable, all that kind of stuff. I don't really want to bore you. So I'm going to crack on with it. I actually found this really interesting to do, shut the door because the bath's running. I find it interesting to write these things out, just kind of evaluate some things that I've done in my life. So yeah, it was quite interesting, so I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to put my glasses on, and I don't usually wear my glasses on video very often, but there you go. So 50 things I've done. 1. Had an article in a local paper when I was age 11, was basically a little competition in the school, and my article won. 2. Got married at the age of 20. Yeah, I know. We'll get to that later on. 3. Got a degree in psychology. I'm very proud of that. I love psychology, think it's a fascinating subject, and yeah, I think I am a really good people person, so that's a good thing to have a degree in. And 4. Came 3rd in a national writing competition. Very proud of that. 5. Wrote a book. Yes, people, I have wrote a book. I've actually wrote 2 books. One when I was 14, which when I read it back now, it's like, oh my god, did I write that? But now the other one that I wrote was with a publishing house, but when it came to the fact that they read it, it was something that they are no longer publishing at the moment, because they're subscribed with enough writers in that particular area, which is a huge shame. But they did really enjoy it and said that I should send it to other people. So that's a plus sign, so I'll send it to some other people and hopefully get published, because that is my dream. 6. Had a tattoo. If you don't know, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I've got shh tattooed on my finger. I think this is an amazing tattoo. It's the only tattoo that I've seen that I really wanted to get, and that I knew that I would really love and not get sick of. So yeah, so now in the house, if I just want somebody to listen to me, I just kind of go like this. Shh. It's the finger. So 7. I had my nose pierced. I don't often wear my stud in it, but I do have it pierced. Number 8, survived domestic violence. I am going to do a video on that topic and talk about my experience, how it felt to be on the inside and what it felt like to get out. Number 9, had a beautiful girl, a beautiful baby girl. She's now 12, quite scary. But yeah, I would have been happy with a boy or a girl, but I really wanted a girl. I'm the only girl. And I kind of thought, well, maybe I'm only going to have one child, and I would have loved that to have been a girl, and it was, so there you go. 10. Had my gallbladder removed. One of the best things I ever did, one of the most scary things I ever did, but yeah, much better now. 11. I went to see The Exorcist alone. Yeah, that sounds a bit sad, but trust me, it's not sad. Nobody who I know likes horror films, or at that time wanted to go and see a horror film, and it's just a classic horror that I'd never seen before. So I went by myself. I found the first hour very boring, and then it was kind of okay from there, but I didn't think it was anything really special. I'd heard a lot of hype about it, but yeah, it was wrong. For me anyway. I mean, it's a good film, but it's not, to me, a classic. 12. On the horror film sort of theme, I've seen Scream over 100 times. Probably probably closer to 200 times, which I know seems really mad, but Scream is my favourite film of all time. I could read you a lot of the script, I know a lot of the lines, I know, you know, a lot of the lines are ones that I use sometimes as quotations, and my first iPod actually had a line from Scream etched on the back. 13, I learned how to dance, and that was salsa jive lessons, which was quite recent. It's when I first met my partner Alec. So 6 years ago we started to go to dance classes together. We went for around 3.5 years, and then because of personal circumstances, like job circumstances such, we stopped going. But we have recently got back into it, so that's pretty cool. 14, I lost over 3 stone. Put some back on, unfortunately, because of stress and situations, but I am now on the road to losing it, so that's a positive. 15, got divorced. Yeah, we'll not talk about that right now, but I will get into it at some point. 16, seen many concerts. Okay, so the first concert I probably saw was Jason Donovan. Basically, I was a New Kids on the Block fan. My friend was Jason Donovan. So I went to see Jason Donovan with her. She saw New Kids with me. And I saw Jason twice, New Kids twice. Since then, I've seen Hearsay. You probably haven't heard of them. I took my young cousins to see them. I've seen Kylie Minogue, Janet Jackson once, Beyonce twice, Pink 4 times, Rihanna 4 times. 4 times? Yeah, 4 times. Who else have I seen? Gwen Stefani once. Trying to think. Pussycat Dolls twice. I'm probably leaving. Oh, Christina Aguilera once. That was totally amazing as well. I mean, they were all amazing. And I think that's it. Oh, I saw Kiss. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Kiss once. Britney Spears once. I probably missed others, but you know, those are my notable ones. Beyonce, Pink and Rihanna are my favourites, I guess, out of those. Number 17. Oh, New Kids 3 times. I forgot about the other time, and that this totally reminded me. Number 17, held Donnie Wahlberg's hand. Oh my god. Basically, I'll try and be quick. We went to see them, and they were on the stage, and then there was this little round stage at the back, and they all did a couple of numbers on there, and then they kind of cordoned off the side, and I was halfway up, and my boyfriend went with me, because he felt sorry for me going on my own, which I don't know why, because I don't mind going alone. And he saw them doing it, he says, get yourself down there, because they're going to run past there. So I went down to there, and they did run past, and I touched John's shoulder, and then I put my hand out, and Donnie, where's this hand? Donnie kind of grabbed it and squeezed my hand and shook it like that, and it was just so amazing. And then I ran back up after, you know, they'd gone past, and Alec went, well, how was that? And I went, Donnie, held my hand. And I've never shut up about it since, because I love him. It was him and Jordan who were my favourites at the time, and I guess Donnie is more my favourite now. I love him. I think he's really sexy. But yeah, he's in Blue Bloods, which is a programme I really love to watch, and every time he comes on and I drive my daughter completely insane with this, I'll go, he held my hand, this hand. I swear to God, it feels hot every time I talk about it or think about it. It's really strange, but yes, I know. Sorry, I said I wouldn't blabber. Number 18, I had water thrown over me by Jason Donovan. Yes, sad but true. I was about in the 4th row, centre, and he had a drink of water, and then he went like that, and he threw the water out, and it went down me and my friend, so down my left side. Water from Jason Donovan. Claim to fame. 19, I met my fiance online. See, you get wonderful things on the internet. 20, being involved in an accident, as in a car accident. Not me myself, but a bike ran into our car, and it's a kind of a long kind of thing, but he came off his bike because he was irresponsible really. He was going really fast, came round the bend, we were pulling out to go past under the car, and he came round so fast, and he basically came round the outside of another car that was behind us and just went straight into our side. He pulled over to the lay-by. The lay-by was really long. He didn't stop his speed at all. He just kept going really fast. I was like, what is he doing? And he basically hit this bump in the grass, and his bike just went up in the air, and he came off, and I held his hand and talked to him until the ambulance came. Alec was just totally freaking out about the whole situation. He didn't know what to do. I put the map book in his hand. I said, find the road, ring for an ambulance. And he did that while I went and sat with the guy. So, yeah. 21, rescued a horse. Now, this is a bit weird, this one. When my mum was pregnant with me, there was this horse, and he had his head through the fence, and she kind of got over into the field and helped him get his head out. And she was very heavily pregnant. And then, strangely enough, I was out walking the dog when I was around 8 months, and there was this little pony, and he had basically, he was on like a wire, really. It was on this kind of, anyway, it was around his neck, and he'd gone round and round and round this post, and then he'd got his head all tangled in this wire that was inside his pen. So I got in and I basically untangled the wire off his head and moved it out the way so he couldn't do it again, and then walked him around the post until he could actually move, because he was like right up against it. Yeah, so I did that. I rescued a horse. 22, I rescued a bat. So what happened was, at work, where I used to work, we had bats basically. And this one day, there was all these screams in the bottom office, and everybody was screaming for me, and I was like, what is going on? And I went down. Basically, I'm a real animal lover. I love all animals. And so they were like, there's a bat, there's a bat. So I went in there, and there it was, little baby bat. And I picked him up very gently and put him in a box, and I took him along to the vets, because bats are protected, or some species of bats are protected. So I wanted to make sure that he was taken care of. I think he was, I don't know, I don't think he was really badly hurt, but anyway, I took him to the vets. 23, found out I was allergic to cats. 24, I've seen 2 shooting stars. One of them was the night that my uncle died, and I was at the window with my dad and we saw it, which was quite a nice coincidence in a way. It was like my uncle saying goodbye. Yeah, it was quite nice. And the second shooting star I saw with Alec, and he was driving me home from our night out, and we were literally driving down the motorway, and it just zoomed across the sky, and it was the first one he had ever seen, so that was a really special moment. 25, done Zumba classes. I love Zumba. 26, won an autographed 12-inch single. It's from Marky Mark, when he was in Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, so that's Mark Wahlberg. I rang up the Metro FM radio station, answered a question and won it, and I've still got it. 27, made costumes for my daughter for school, so when she's had performances with the performing arts, when they've done shows, I've made outfits for those and for any kind of things that she's done, and I've always got a lot of comments and kind of praise about my costumes because I'm quite creative. 28, bought a house. I'm sitting in it. I haven't really shown a lot of it, but I am very proud of it. I do love this house. 29, got a dog. Something I always wanted to do when I lived at home, because we had a dog, but we had to give him away because my mum and dad worked and they didn't think it was fair on the dog. So when I got my house, I knew I wanted to have a dog, so that I did it. 30, had a cesarean section. And I had that because my lazy child was lying long ways across. She wasn't head down. She wasn't bum down. She just decided to take a nap the other way. She thought, no, the blood's rushing to me head with me head down. And it's not comfortable the other way, clearly. So she turned that way and she wouldn't turn at all. And they just messed up the IV to help me along, and it was just a big mess. And it was 28 hours of labour, and they were like, this one guy said, oh, I don't really want you to have the cesarean, and the other one was like, well, no, it's 28 hours, and he said, oh, another couple of hours you'd have it, but, you know, I'd already been in labour at that point, for, I think I'd been in labour for about 13 hours before I went into hospital, so it was like, no, I've had enough now. So yes, I had a cesarean section, but my surgeon was completely amazing. He was actually retired. He was an older gentleman, but he said that he would do it anyway because there was another emergency in. So yeah, I signed the paperwork and everything, and the scar is the lowest of low. It is right down, because he believes in keeping the scar very low so that if you wanted to wear a bikini you still can. And it is literally that much. And I know some people have basically been cut from one side to the other, very large scar. This one's tiny and it's very neat, so I'm very happy. 31, I've moved house 3 times in my life. Once when I was about 4 months old, the second time when I was 7, and the third time when I was 20. 32, only ever worked for the government. Yes, I work for the government in admin, and I've always done that. 33, struggled with cystic acne from about the age of 14. I've had spots really all my life. Now is probably the clearest my skin has ever been, but I'm going to do a little video about my skin routine because it's changed recently and I've really noticed a huge difference on my skin. 34, lost someone very important to me. Yes, we've all had loss and we've all lost family, but I lost my nana, and that was basically what led to my losing through stone and getting a divorce. So I spent all my life, I've spent a huge amount of time with my nana. My regret is after I got married, got a job, I didn't spend as much time with her just I was so busy, and I regret that. So please spend as much time as you can with the people you love, because you don't know when they're going to be taken away. 35, I've had pen pals around the world. When I was a New Kids on the Block fan, I had pen pals from all over. I had Australia, Portugal, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Spain, Japan, all different parts of America. Trying to think where else. I had one in Canada. All over the place. 36, dyed my hair. Yes, only ever dyed it once, which was last January. So I've never before that dyed my hair at all, and I've dyed it red, and I don't ever see myself being another colour, but that's just for now, so we'll see how I feel. But yeah, I really love being red. 37, learned how to ice skate. Yes, I did that when I was younger. My friend was taking skating lessons and she taught me how to skate, and I really enjoyed it. 38, being a godmother to my cousin, but he is now 22, so I think he's 22. So I don't think I'm really a godmother anymore. 39, being a bridesmaid 3 times. Once for my auntie, once for my uncle, and once for my cousin. 40, learned how to knit. You might not think that's a very important thing, but it's a skill, and it's, you know, I find it very relaxing. I don't know if I can still do it, it's been a while, but probably can. 41, made amazing friends online. I've met some amazing people online, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, and it's also a great way to keep in touch with people you no longer work with, so Facebook's been an amazing thing for that. But the people I've met online, probably some of the best friends that I have are Natasha Bain, who I met on Facebook, Karen Dover, Facebook, Amelia from Amelia R Makeup, YouTube, we also chat on Facebook, Elaine Jones, Nikki Dunn, Shell from Shell X85X. God, so many people, but those are people that I quite regularly talk to, and Aisha Khan, who is an amazing friend as well, and we text each other and talk on Facebook and stuff. So yeah, I've made some amazing friends. Where am I? Oh, and Ms. Kelzer, yeah, we don't talk very often, but I think she's great. Right. 42, I've sang karaoke. I haven't done it very many times, but I have, and I've been told I had quite a nice voice, so there you go. 43, organised and raised money for charity. When I worked at one of my old offices, my boss and someone who I considered a friend died from breast cancer, and she died the day after her birthday. So from then on, for the next couple of years, I arranged a Wear Pink Day in memory of her, because her favourite colour was pink. And I raised money for cancer charities every year, and everybody just paid £1 and wore something pink, and I felt really good about that because I felt like it was honouring her memory, but it was raising money for a great cause. 44, I sponsor a dog at Dogs Trust. It's not actually in my name, it's in Tony's name, but he's called Jason and he's a German Shepherd. 45, I found and handed in a huge amount of money. When I was down putting the lottery on, basically, I found like it's sort of like a bum bag. I know that sounds weird, but it's like one of those purses that you basically clip on around your waist, and it was a taxi driver's, and he had a huge amount of money on them, and it was really heavy, and it was, you could tell it wasn't all just coins, there was a lot of paper money in there. I just picked it up and it was really heavy. He'd left it on the counter at the garage. Now I could have very easily just picked that up very discreetly as I was standing against the counter and took that out with me, but I would never do anything like that. I basically picked it up and said, hey, this has been left here. I don't know who it is. Can you please make sure that it gets to whoever it is, or do you know who it belongs to? And it was a taxi driver, and he actually wanted to say thank you to me, so that was nice. I didn't get any kind of reward, but it felt good to do that because he had a large amount of money in there that he was paying back to somebody, so yeah, that was nice. 46, I've danced on a table. Go me. 47, I've put a car in a ditch. Yes. My ex-boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, decided that it might be a good idea to teach me how to drive. Not a good idea at all. So basically what happened was I was doing quite fine, and driving forwards, okay. Funnily enough, driving backwards, much better at that. But he was basically shouting at me when I was like parking the car, and it was on this kind of industrial estate with factory units, and I just was like, you know, you're not going to shout at me. So I reversed the car, looked in the mirror, saw a ditch, and just thought, right. And I reversed the car right into the ditch, got out, slammed the door, and walked away. So there you go. I really, yeah. It just makes me laugh to think of that now. His face was quite amusing. It wasn't a massive ditch or anything, you know, I could get out of it. I just, you know, well, there you go. I'm feisty. At 48, I've reenacted scenes from Scream. Yes, you might think I'm sad, but that was basically when I was looking after my young cousins. So I went through a phase for a couple of years where my young cousins used to come here, and they used to come here every Saturday night. We used to order in pizza, we used to watch movies, we just used to have a daft carry on, and it was a lovely time spending time with them. And that was when Tony was a baby, so you're talking 12 years ago now. And we all used to love Scream, and they were allowed to watch horror films and things here because, you know, I knew they'd be okay with them. One was 10, the other was 11, and the other one was 14. And basically the two girls had already seen Scream before, and then my cousin saw it, but he was watching a lot of kind of stuff like that anyway, so we all watched it. And we had these cordless phones, and then we would basically reenact scenes from Scream, and we would record them on the webcam on the computer. And unfortunately that hard drive, it kind of just went into meltdown, and I lost all that footage, which is a massive shame because we basically just used to reenact the first scene where the killer is on the phone, and I used to be the killer's voice, and then one of my cousins would be Casey, and then Ron, he would be outside tied to the chair, and there was this just bit where she was meant to just like push him lightly, but she pushed him too hard and the chair tipped over, and it was amazing footage. And sorry, I am waffling again. 49, yes, a bit soppy, but I found the one. I believe you get somebody in life and you're not always lucky enough to find that person who is the one, the perfect match for you, the other half to your puzzle, the person who completes you. And yeah, I'm getting soppy now, but yeah, Alec. I found Alec, and I'm very lucky and blessed to have found him, and really happy. So, and 50, I've made a YouTube channel and uploaded videos, and I never thought I'd have the confidence to do that. But yeah, I'm really proud of that. So I've waffled, and I'm really, really sorry because I can see in the mirror that this video is quite long. I hope you haven't fallen asleep, but I hope you've enjoyed it because I quite enjoyed writing it and writing the things down and thinking about them, and a lot of happy memories. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I tag Amelia of Amelia Our Makeup to do this tag. I know Elaine 12 Jones has done it, which is why I did it today, because I saw her one, which was very good. Oh, I saw it yesterday, sorry. I tagged Shell X85X, Ms. Kelzer, Nikki Dunn, and I will tag a bunch of other people in the down bar. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all soon. Bye, take care.